Good evening. We're here live with you. Hey, let's read. I want to encourage everybody, if you feel like reading, if you want to read for the night, be sure to hit us up at helpingempoweryouth.org. And we also are doing our next book fairs coming up for the summer as well. And we'll be looking forward to everybody coming out getting books again. So tonight's book, Bippity Barbershop, is by Natasha Anastasia Tarpley, illustrated by E.B. Lewis. And as you can see, this young man is very excited about getting his first haircut. Okay, Bippity Bop Barbershop. Early Saturday morning, Daddy comes to wake me with our secret knock. Bippity bop, bippity bop. You up, little man? Daddy pokes his head into my room. I'm up, I say excitedly, and jump out of bed. I can hardly wait. I'm going to get my first haircut at the barbershop today. Mama and my sister, Kenyatta, are still asleep. Daddy and I have the house all to ourselves. Oh boy, it's going to be a special day today. Quietly, Daddy and I dress in matching blue jeans and gym shoes, then head outside. We turn on the main street and stop at Jack's Sweet Shop. Daddy orders a gooey cinnamon roll and a black coffee and a glazed donut and chocolate milk for me. Miles is getting his first haircut at the barbershop today, Daddy tells Mr. J. Is that so? Mr. J asks, leaning over the counter. I nod, yes. This calls for a celebration. I'll make you a milk double. Mr. J pours chocolate milk into a tall cup. Be brave, little man, he says as he hands it to me. And you can see Mr. J handing him his special cup of double chocolate milk for his haircut day. We eat as we walk. Up ahead, I see the green and yellow awning and the white letters on the window that say Seymour's Barbershop. Next to the door is a short white barber's pole. It has red stripes, which curl and swirl around like a strange fish swimming in a sea of white. And there's Mr. Seymour on the window with his wild gray hair dusting off his big shiny chair. Mr. Seymour has been Daddy's barber since Daddy was a kid, like me. Now he'll be my barber too. There's Mr. Seymour there. My Mr. Seymour was Mr. C. Very similar to Mr. Seymour. And he gave me my first haircut as well. Inside, the shop is crowded. Daddy stops to whisper something to Mr. Seymour, and then we talk to the back of the shop to find a seat. Hey there, Charles. Hey there, little man. What's going on? People call out as we pass. First haircut? One of the men asks me as I nod yes. Nothing to it, he says. You just gotta be brave. Nothing to it. All the OGs are here, ain't nothing to it. We're all discussing simple stuff. All these people are telling me to be brave, but I don't know exactly what they mean. What does be brave mean, Daddy? I ask. It just means that you're not afraid, Daddy says. When we sit down, I practice being brave. Okay. As Daddy and I wait on our turn, we watch two men playing checkers. Slap, one of the men slams his checkers on the board. King me, he shouts with his arms raised high. This man happened to be a mason here, as we see. Okay. Another group of men is clustered around the television at the back of the shop watching a basketball game. Come on, man, shoot the ball. What are you waiting for? Pass it, foul. That was a foul. The ref must be blind. Whew, that boy can fly. One man cheers when his favorite player finally makes a basket. So there's all types of things going on at the barbershop at one time. You gotta be aware of. Jazz music, loud voices and laughter blend with the buzz of clippers and the soft swish of whisper of scissors skimming loose hairs from a freshly cut head. Whew, now that isn't an alliteration. Alright. I look at the men in the row of chairs in front of me. I can see their faces in the long mirror that run along in the entire wall of the shop. The men in Mr. Seymour's chairs getting his head shaved. Take it all off, he says. A patch of sunlight gleams right on the top of his bald head. His bald head right there. Another man has a long, thick dreadlocks. He's getting a shave with a straight razor. When he leans all the way back in the chair, his locks almost touch the floor. The next man is getting his hair cut low all around. The clippers go back and forth, dipping and gliding across his head, making smooth waves that ripple through his hair. In the last chair, there's a kid, a little older than me, getting his big curly afro trimmed, almost like mine. Look, see, it's similar. Just a little off the sides, he says, but none of the styles I see look like me. It's okay, that's okay. After a while, Mr. Seymour points towards Daddy and me and calls my name. Me? I look at Daddy and then Mr. Seymour and then at Daddy again. You go first, Miles, he says, and pats me on the shoulder. Be brave, little man. I can hear my heart beat in my ears and my knees feel wobbly, but I stand up and walk over to the chair. Mr. Seymour helps me up on the chair and it's so high. Then he drapes a big wide cape over me to catch the loose hairs. What style would you like for your first haircut, little man? Mr. Seymour asked. I shrugged my shoulders. I don't know. Who knows? He doesn't really know what kind of style he should get. Well, looky there. Hairstyles. Mr. Seymour shows me a poster hanging on the wall with pictures of all kinds of different styles, but I still don't see any that look like me. I take one more look around the shop, and when I see Daddy, I know right away which style I want. Oh, that's amazing. Cut low on top and shaved clean all around, just like his. I whisper Mr. Seymour, and he goes to work. Mr. Seymour takes out his pick. He picks my hair until it's fluffy and stands up high. Then with the scissors, he begins to cut my hair, just like Mama used to do at home. But when he finishes with the pick and scissors, I hear him turn the clippers on. My heart begins beating fast again. When the clippers hurt, what if Mr. Seymour accidentally cuts off my ear? Oh, that reminds me so much of when getting my son's first haircut. Oh. The loud buzzing noise comes closer. Then I feel a tickle creeping up the back of my neck. I get so scared, I duck down and low and I can get in the chair and throw the cape over my head. I peek out from under the cape and Mr. Seymour turns the clippers off. Daddy is squatting beside me. I try to be brave, but I don't know how. I say with tears in my eyes. Ugh. You know how I was scared when I got my first haircut, Daddy says, and wipes my tears away. You were, I say with tears in my eyes open wide. Daddy nods. But I'll tell you a trick. Pretend that you're a giant, so tall your head touches the sky. And the buzzing of the clippers is just the sound of the airplane zooming by. Or maybe you're a superhero, saving the earth excuse me, from a swarm of killer bees. Try it. I promise you won't be frightened. So, I close my eyes and I think about giants and my favorite superheroes. But I can't picture any of them getting a haircut. Then I remember watching Daddy getting his haircut. The way he sits up tall, closes his eyes halfway, like he doesn't have a care in the world. I think about how brave Daddy is, and I get brave too. When Mr. Seymour turns the clippers back on, I imagine I have Daddy's long ears and wide shoulders. I sit up straight like Daddy, though I still squeeze the arms of the chair tightly. And when Mr. Seymour's through, there's a brand new me staring back from the mirror. Mr. Seymour rubs a dab of sweet-smelling blue aftershave on my face and the back of my neck. It feels like a cool breeze. Then he dips a brush in powder and gently sweeps it over my head and my neck. Daddy takes a seat in Mr. Seymour's chair. And when Mr. Seymour asks him how he wants his hair, Daddy says he wants a haircut just like mine. Daddy wants to look just like me. So when Mr. Seymour's finished, Daddy and I smile at each other in the mirror. You sure we're not twins? Daddy asks, raising one eyebrow. On the way out, some other men in the shop hold their hands up to me for high fives. Looking sharp, man, they say. Guess I can't call you little man anymore, Miles. You're one of the big boys now, Mr. Seymour says and shakes my hands. I'll see you next time. I hum a happy, proud song as we leave Mr. Seymour's shop. Bippity bop, bippity bop. Daddy picks up the tune. We walk to the rhythm of my music. Two cool cats, side by side. That was a good book.
Okay.